Live from the Super Site just across I-95 from the Pro Sports Complex in beautiful South Philadelphia, it's the first of two Silary Games of the week powered by SAFR Sports here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Tonight, the John Bartram High Braves face off against the Warriors of Boys Latin Charter. Good evening, everyone. Morgan Killian Mosley here with you. Bartram comes into this one at 4-1, and their defense has powered the way. The Braves held on for a gritty 12-8 win over the Frankfort Pioneers 2 weeks ago, and Bartram has held their opponents to a total of 29 points over their 5 games thus far this season. That's less than a touchdown per game for those of you doing the math. As for Latin, they dropped their first 2 and then had to forfeit their game at Chester, being unable to send enough players to compete. But the Warriors have won their last 2. They defeated the Central Lancers 2 weeks ago, 22-14, the one team that has defeated Bartram this season, by the way. And Latin pulled off a gritty win of their own against Frankfurt last week, 28-24. Can the Bravos continue their push towards the Public League playoffs, or will the Warriors pull themselves back to 500? We're about to find out. Latin won the toss. They will receive. We are underway from the South Philly Super Site. Short kick. Battle for it. Latin fields it at the 35. Sick making a move. Nice return. 30. 1 minute beat. He's going to pull down. Did he get there? No. Just short to the 1. What a return by Isaiah Comer Johnson. And Latin will have it at the Bartram 1. Huh. What a return by Comer Johnson. And the Warriors are in business. Unbelievable. I thought it was a muff, and that last stiff arm was almost enough. But somehow, Bartram's Chase White saves the touchdown for now. First and goal for the Warriors at the Bartram 1. Under center there for the Warriors. Jeremiah Roach ready to go. Looking for a direct snap. Taking it up the left side. Pulls in, touchdown, 1 play, 6 points. Nice job, Nicky Brown, taking the direct snap and taking it to the house. Latin strikes first, quick. This is exactly the start Latin wanted on this one. Now they're going to go for 2. Off the reversal, the option. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Nice work by Jeremiah Roach to take it across for the 2. A quick strike for the Warriors. Just 28 seconds in, and it's 8-0. The edge to Latin. Talk about a quick strike. The return by Isaiah Comer Johnson, setting up Latin at the 1-yard line. Nicky Brown puts it home. Jeremiah Roach adds the 2. Now fielding the kick, pushing his way back. Spun around, still on his feet. He will be wrapped up at about the, let's see, mark it close. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be about the 38. So Bartram will get their first drive of the game there. But hold the foul. Personal foul on Bartram during the return, so back the Bravos up. That's exactly what you did not want. Not a good start in the first minute for the Bartram Braves. And that's got to make this Bartram coaching staff very unhappy. So Bartram will start back. Mark it at the 24. Mark at the 24. All right. Two receivers to the near side, one to the far. Two backs are in the shotgun. Amari Gadsden with a back shifting. Gadsden's going to keep it. Trying to get around the outside. Still able to dodge one tackle, two. Good gain for Gadsden. Mark him at the 31. Maybe about 31 and a half. Gain of 7, maybe 8 for Amari Gadsden. They'll mark it at the 31, so it's 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up for Latin. Correction for Bartram at the 31. We'll see what they can come up with here. Gadsden in the pistol with two backs behind him. Two receivers to the far side this side, and that's not going to help matters. False start going to be called there. I believe, couldn't quite see who it was, but back up the Bravos 5. That'll make it a 2nd and 8 now. Motion now for the handoff. Trying to work his way back inside. Gets the penalty yards back, does Samir Mallory. Gets that in a little bit more, in fact. Mark him at the 32. That'll bring up 3rd and a deuce for Bartram here at their own 32-yard line. Just over 2 minutes into this one, an 8-0 lead for Latin. Let's see what Bartram can do to try and finish off, to try and complete this set of downs and gain it and move the chains. Again, two backs, two receivers to the far side again. Gadsden in the pistol. Shifting now. High snap, looking to keep it. Trying to get outside is Gadsden. He's able to slip multiple tackles. First and more. It's the 50. Nice run by Amari Gadsden. Mark him out of bounds. Let's see where he went. Gadsden, multiple missed tackles by Latin, but Gadsden able to work his way past. Well, apparently he stepped out of bounds at the midfield stripe. So a gain of 18 to move the chains for Gadsden. First down for Bartram at the 50. Receiver to the far side. One and a tight end to the near. Again, two backs behind Gadsden in the pistol. Motion again. Bit of a high snap, but coming down with it and getting the handoff. Working his way up the middle. Big hit. Getting 2, maybe 3 this time was Keyshawn Wright. We'll see what Bartram can do. Looking to extend this drive even further. Now, shifting here. Receiver and a tight end to the near side this time. Again, 2 backs behind Gatson. Directing traffic. Back is Gatson. Over the right, finds his man. Outside, first 10 and more. To the 30. Stiff arms it at the 25. Past the 20, out of bounds there. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 21. Nice work by Tony Freeman, turning that short route into a gain of 27. Now, just outside the red zone, Bartram looking to get things right back. First quarter, not quite halfway through. 8-0, Latin in front. Bartram looking to possibly even things out. Shifting now. 2 backs again alongside Gatson. Takes the snap. Off the right side on the option, finding a good hit. Knocked down at the 16, gain of 5 this time for Keyshawn Wright. Good work by the Bartram offense, and in fact, mark it at the 15, so a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 now for Bartram as the clock passes the halfway point of the first quarter. Again, 2 backs, 2 receivers, one of each on each side. The tight end to the far this time. And got him with the hard. Ooh, that was close. Nearly got him with the hard count. Surprised the officials didn't throw a flag. Now in motion. The handoff right. Trying to get off the left side. Bounces. Good hit. Mark him at the... Let's see what happened. It was close. Mark him at the 14. Only one this time for Wright. Third and I believe 3 for the Braves at the 14. This is the first time Bartram has been in the red zone on their first drive. It's happened on their first drive. We'll see what happens. Now a receiver and a tight end to each side. Correction. Whistle blows, and there was something that Latin head coach Marcus Fulton didn't like. So the Warriors will use their first timeout with 4:26 left in the first quarter. Big third down coming up here. Bartram in the red zone. 3rd and 3 from the 14. Gatson under center this time. Backs lined up in the eye. Gatson will hand it off. Trying to get, let's see where they mark him. It's going to be close. I don't know. Looks like they're going to mark him. Let's see. It's going to be close. They will mark it at the 12. That's a yard short. Just short of the marker was Samir Mallory. Fourth and 1 coming up here for Bartram. And you hate to have any red zone drive not get any points. Gadsden under center this time. Gadsden will try and take it himself. Did he get there? It's going to be close. Well, the ball might have come out. Let's see where they mark it if indeed Gadsden. Let's see. Let's see where they mark it. Latin. Let's see where the chains are marked. I think they're saying give it to them. I'm not sure. It is indeed enough for a first down. From what we could tell, the beanbag did drop, so it looks like they were able to get it to the 10. So first and goal here for Bartram. Now, again, Gadsden under center. Backs in the eye. Tight end to the near side this time. On the option, rolling right, Gadsden pumps, flag thrown, gets it away, close. Let's see. Stopped at the 1 this time was Hanif Young, but let's see if it holds up. Bring it back, holding. Had a feeling that was the case. Exactly what you don't want in a red zone drive. So back the Bravos up. Back to the 20-yard line. First and goal it remains. I'll show you. Actually, I stand corrected. It's apparently it looks like Bartram can get the first down without getting the touchdown. It'll be just inside the 1 is the line to gain. First and 20 as the clock rolls inside 2 minutes to go. Gadsden now back on the shotgun. Tight end to the far side this time. And now Bartram head coach J.D. Akemi will use his first timeout with the minute 45 remaining in the first. Minute 45 remaining in the first quarter. 8-0. The edge for Latin. Bartram just on the edge of the red zone. On the option, the handoff. Back to the line, but no farther this time. Big stop there. Nice work by Latin's Amir Petty to wrap him up. Also in on the play was Jaden Kidd. Kidd went low. Petty went high. back to the line, but no farther for Daquan Akami. 2nd and 20 now for the Braves. Again, to receive, empty backfield actually. Motion now. Off the jet sweep, muffed, but able to recover quickly and turn it into a gain of 2. Kind of shaky there, but Tony Freeman was able to scoop it up. This will be a critical 3rd down coming up. The clock rolling on. Bartram doesn't have to snap it before the end of the quarter. We'll see if they do. 15 seconds remaining. Now, again, empty backfield. Trips to the far side, 2 to the near. Gadsden waiting in the shotgun. And that'll do it for the first. Didn't think they would have to snap it. They did not. 12 minutes in the books here at the South Philly Super Site. Latin 8, Bartram nothing. You are watching the Ted Silary Game of the Week, powered by SAFR Sports, here on SFBN. Second quarter ready to get started here at the South Philly Super Site. A big 3rd and 18 coming up for Bartram at just inside the red zone. Morgan Killian Mosley here with you. Bartram has had the ball for nearly the entirety of the first quarter. High snap, rolling to his right is Gadsden. Fires, complete, able to dodge his man, but out of bounds. Mark him at the 3. Good idea to get a much shorter 3rd down. Daquan Akami the catch. And we'll see. 4th down, I would wager Bartram's going to go for it. They can get the 1st down without getting the touchdown. But the line to gain is just inside the 1. I would like the 30-inch line. Gadsden with the empty backfield. Let's see what the deal is on 4th down. Motion, but a flag thrown double time. And that is costly. Not what you want. Especially on that play, and that will turn it from a 4th and 2 to a 4th and 7. It'll be like more like a 4th and a short. Actually, yes. 4th and a long 7 from the 8. We'll see what J.D. Akami and the Bartram coaching staff can come up with what could be a critical 4th down. Let's see what happens. Again, empty backfield for Amari Gatson off the motion. The jet sweep trying to cut outside. Able to find a hole. Can he get in? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Bartram. Nice work. Tony Freeman off the jet sweep. Bartram strikes back. Yeah, a long, slow drive for the Bartram Braves, taking nearly a full quarter off the clock. 11 minutes, 52 seconds to be precise. But it gets the job done. And now the Braves will go for two. Again, empty backfield for Bartram. Amari Gatson in the shotgun. Trips to the far side, two to the near. Gatson, the quick route, and trying to get across. Did he get there? No! Stopped just short. Freeman tried to take it across the line, but Lattin's Karan Sanders was in on the stop. Tried the quick screen, but it was close. Sanders in on the stop, as was Isaiah Comer Johnson. Somehow, some way, able to get the job done on the touchdown, but the two stopped, and Lattin retains the lead. Well, we'll see what happens. Bartram has held their opponents in check over the first 5 games. We'll see. And I figured the defense was part of the deal, but it seems like Bartram's long, slow drives may have played a portion of that as well. Now, setting them up. Bartram to kick it away. It will indeed. Ready to go is Omar Ketta to send it away. Here we go. And all the way into the end zone it goes. And Lattin will start at the 20. Definitely much worse field position for Lattin than their first drive, which set up by a 69-yard return by Isaiah Comer Johnson. Got it all the way at the 1. Needless to say, it only took one play. It took one play for it took only one play for, and I should correct myself, Angelo Porter to get the job done. The handoff on first down. Porter will get back to the line, but no farther. Good effort by Porter, but just couldn't quite get there. Nothing to do. Good work by the Bartram D. On 2nd and 10. In the shotgun again. 2 receivers to each side. Back, Roach. Going deep, over the left, overthrew his man, incomplete. Long attempt. Roach was looking for Marcus Johnson on that one. 3rd down coming up for the Warriors from the 20. Now, we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, they're directing traffic. Trips to the near side, ISO to the far. Roach in the shotgun. Sends the back in motion. Over the middle, off the hands, incomplete. Kashim Anderson just couldn't pull it in, and it's 3 and out for the Latin offense. Well, unfortunately for Latin, they just couldn't get anything done this time. Back-to-back incompletions after the run back to the line by Porter, and the punt team is on. Sends it away. Pretty good one. At the 47, dodges a man. Working back inside, they will call him down at the, looks like the 32. Not a bad return there by Bartram's Daquan Alchemy, and very good field position for the Braves on their second drive. First drive took almost an entire quarter off the clock, and it got pay dirt. Let's see if Bartram can cash in yet again. Amare Gatson in the shotgun, empty backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 and the tight end to the far. High snap, Gatson's going to keep it this time. Able to touch multiple tackles. Left side, first and more, 20, 15, out of bounds near the 14. Nice work. They will mark Gatson at the 15. In fact, 17 yards on the carry for Amare Gatson. Quarterback keeper. When you've got someone like that, there is just, you have to take advantage when your offense can have skill players like that. Gadsden certainly shaking up things on the offensive end. I noticed a couple of players for Bartram had some college stickers on the helmets. The coaching staff told me that those are colleges that they are thinking about going to. So basically, having your goals on your mind. Again, 2 receivers to each side with the tight end to the far. Gadsden pumps, going for the end zone. No, incomplete. Diving attempt. Alchemy couldn't quite snag it. Had his man beat, but just couldn't quite pull it in. Oh, man. Give him credit. Excellent throw by Gadsden. An outstanding effort by Alchemy. Just couldn't quite pull it in. So, 2nd and 10 now for Bartram at the Latin 15. Both drives for the Braves have been in the red zone. Again, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 in the tight end to the far. Motion. On the jet sweep. Finds a hole. Still on his feet. Mark him down at the 12. Gain of 3 this time for Yasai McLean. It was, I think, they're trying to see what's happening here. Bartram trying to get things sorted out, trying to get exactly the right play call here. 3rd and 7 coming up. Trying to gather things out. Now, prior to that, timeout called by Bartram. That's their second. 8:35 remaining in this half. An 8-6 lead for Latin, but Bartram right back in the red zone. Huge third down coming up for Bartram. 3rd and 7 from the 12 of Latin. Amari Gatson in the shotgun. Motion now. Fakes the jet sweep, looking to keep it. Gatson trying to get outside. Nowhere for him to go. Only a gain of 1 for Amari Gatson. 4th down coming up here for the Braves. Multiple 4th down conversions for Bartram on their first drive. They were 2 for 2 on 4th down, in fact, including a jet sweep that got them their 6 points. 4th and 6 for Bartram. They need to get to the 5 to move the chains. Again, empty backfield. 2 receivers to each side. This time the tight end to the near. Gatson in the shotgun. Blitz coming. Rolling to his left. Gatson fires for it all. Incomplete. Gatson able to get it away, but overthrew his man. And the offense wanted a flag, but won't get it. The Warriors will take it on downs. Excellent work by the Latin D to come up huge this time. A much needed stop for the Warriors. They will take it at their own 12 with 7.5 minutes remaining in this first half. The handoff on first down. Trying to push forward. Gain of, looks like 2 this time. Let's see. It was a 1-play touchdown drive to start for Latin. Second drive, 3 and out. Let's see if they can get some more offensive momentum this time. Jeremiah Roach in the shotgun. Formation being fixed up by Latin here. Call a hot route. Off the side. Not much. Matter of fact, nowhere to go. Going backwards, in fact, this time. Nowhere for Eddie Huggins to go. So, ends up being a loss of 1. 3rd and 9 now for Latin from the 13. Roach in the shotgun. Bit of a low snap. Roach back. Has time. Over the right. Intercepted. Big hit. Bouncing off a man. Multiple tackles coming down. They stop him at the 12. Massive takeaway by the Bartram D. This time it is Yasai McLean with the pick. Wow. You hate to say it. Roach overthrew his man. Might have thrown it behind Kashim Anderson this time. And Bartram takes it back in the red zone. Things have been going from bad to worse for the Latin offense. 1-2-3 kick and then 1-2 pick. Bartram will have it here at the Latin 12. Just about 3/8 of the way through this one. A receiver to each side, tight end to the near. 2 backs around Gatson in the shotgun. Motion now is the tight end. Bit of a high snap. Backs up. Ball's loose. It's still loose. I believe Bartram was able to fall on it. I think they did. I believe it was Daquan Akami who was able to scoop it up. Ends up being a loss of 8. Oof. Collision between the backs. Freeman and Mallory must have gotten mixed up. 2nd and 18 now for Bartram from the 20. Gatson in the shotgun. Back he goes. In trouble. Gets it away off the quick screen. Complete. Inside the 10. Close. Let's see where they mark him. He will be stopped at the 5. Nice catch and run by Akemi on the screen. Nice work using the screen against him, baiting the Latin rush. Ends up being a gain of 17. 3rd and 3 now for Bartram from the Latin 5. Now, Gatson under center. Backs to the eye. Receiver on each side, tight end to the near side. Gatson will try and push it forward himself. Let's see. I don't think he got there. Let's see where they mark him. No, stopped at the line. Nowhere to go from R.A. Gatson this time. 4th down. It looks like they marked it at the. It's gonna be 4th and a short. Looks like 4th and a deuce. This is going to be close. They were stopped in the red zone on Downs' last drive. Let's see if Bartram can pull it off here. Gatson again under center. The handoff. Trying to bounce outside. Nowhere to go. Another stop on Downs. Angelo Porter with the wrap up. Another red zone stop for the Latin D. Nice work by Porter to wrap up Tony Freeman. Wow. 2nd straight red zone stop for the Latin defense. 2 chances to take the lead in the red zone and just nowhere to go. Big stop by Angelo Porter on Samir Mallory. On the handoff. Trying to bounce outside. Good gain. Mark him at the 17. Not a bad run there. It's going to be 2nd and I believe 1 here for the Warriors. Jeremiah Roach in the shotgun. Trips to the far side. Roach on the screen. Trying to find an option. Trying to work outside. Nowhere to go. Nowhere for Dante Ransom to go. Big stop there by Hanif Young. Actually, I stand corrected. It was Stephen Green on the stop. The TFL there. Mark it back at the 14. So 3rd and 4 for Latin. Again, Roach in the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Actually, more like the pistol. Roach will hand it off. Not this time. 1 at best for Porter. Actually, I stand corrected. Much better than I thought. They mark him at the 17, which was a yard short, but it's still 3 and out yet again for the Latin offense. Well, we'll see what happens. Punt is away. Good one. It'll take a good bounce for the Warriors, and it'll be down at the 43. Not bad field position overall for Bartram. The Latin offense, well, they took advantage of what their special teams gave them. There is a flag, however. Let's see if how that affects the field position. Matching, clashing personal fouls. Those will offset. So it will indeed be on. Bartram will indeed take over at their own 43 with a minute 17 remaining in this first half. The Bartram offense has had a lot of red zone trouble. The Latin defense has stepped up big time to keep themselves in the lead. Latin took advantage of an opening kickoff down to the 1-yard line. Angelo Porter took it in for the score. They got the 2 as well, and that is the difference. Amare Gadsden in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, now in motion. Fakes the handoff. Gadsden in trouble. Rolling to his right, trying to find some options. Good gain by Gadsden. Mark him at the 48. That's 5 yards. 1 minute to go in this first half. A 2-point lead for Latin. We'll see what happens. Bartram has 1 timeout to try and save some time for their offense. Latin has 2 timeouts to try and stop them, and or if they get the ball back, try and get some more points. 35 seconds left. Gadsden in the shotgun. Again, empty backfield. Back is Gadsden. Going deep. Over the right. Finds his man. Out of bounds. Nice work there. Great catch. Tony Freeman pulls it in. Out of bounds to stop the clock at the 18 with 22 seconds left. That is a receiver outrunning the DBs. Excellent work by Freeman. Mark that at the 18. Excellent work. 34 yards on that play. Gadsden again in the shotgun. Quick screen. Incomplete. Off the hands this time. Samir Mallory, the intended receiver on the screen pass, just unable to pull it in. 19 seconds remaining in the half. Bartram trying to cash in on this drive and take the lead going into the locker room. Well, I would wager that Latin might want to give their defense a breather, but we'll see. 2 receivers in the tight end to the near side this time. 2 receivers to the far. Gadsden again in the shotgun. Back is Gadsden. Over the middle. Finds his man. And across. Touchdown, Bartram. Hanif Young pulls it in to give the Braves the lead from 18 yards out. A last-minute drive by the Bravos. They take advantage of the deep ball, finding a hole in the zone. A very well throw ball by Amare Gadsden. Nice work by Young to take it in and take it to the house. Now, looking to make it a 6-point lead with a 2-point conversion. Back is Gadsden, pumps over the left, pulls it in for the 2. Nice work to hang in Stephen Green. 11 seconds remaining in the half, and Bartram now up by 6. Well, give the Bravos credit. They took care of business. As there you see Gatson finding Green for the 2. Nice work by Green. Nice concentration to hang on and secure the catch going to the ground. Well, I think Latin is going to have to hope that someone can break one here. That's how they got their first points on the board. The 69-yard return by Isaiah Comer-Johnson set up the 1-yard touchdown run by Angelo Porter. Honestly, if I'm Bartram, I'm kicking it away from Comer-Johnson. All right now. Kick is away. Fielded at the 12. Trying to cut back inside. Brought down at the 17. Not sure if Jair Gurley should have fielded that one. I guess it probably wouldn't have bounced out of bounds. 5 yards on the return for Gurley, but 5 seconds for Latin, and I'd be surprised if they do anything besides take a knee and go to the half. Even with 2 timeouts, 5 seconds isn't enough to do anything. And Jeremiah Roach will indeed take a knee, and a diving attempt by the Bartram D to try and take it away. And that is how this first half comes to an end. 24 minutes down, 24 to go here at the South Philly Super Site. The score, the Bartram Braves 14, the Boys Latin Charter Warriors 8. You are watching the Silary Game of the Week, powered by SAFR Sports, here on the Sports Fan Base Network.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hitting is part of football.
Hello, I'm John Zaglinski, CEO of SAFR Sports. We're excited and honored, along with Independence Blue Cross, to be the title sponsor of the City All-Star Game. Our covers have been tested at Virginia Tech to reduce the risk of concussion by as much as 77%. Wearing our SAFR helmet covers make the game that we love safer for players.
Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hitting is part of football.
Hello, I'm John Zaglinski, CEO of SAFR Sports. We're excited and honored, along with Independence Blue Cross, to be the title sponsor of the City All-Star Game. Our covers have been tested at Virginia Tech to reduce the risk of concussion by as much as 77%. Wearing our SAFR helmet covers make the game that we love safer for players.
Hi, I'm Marty Bartram, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
As always, our thanks to Phillies legends Tommy Green and Marty Bystrom for their support of Payroll Service Solutions, and our support of Payroll Service Solutions, and our thanks to Payroll Service Solutions for their support of high school athletics and of SFBN. A shot of Citizens Bank Park, where Red October begins in full force tomorrow night as the Phillies take on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Division Series. Here across I-95 at the South Philly Super Site, it is 14-8 the John Bartram Braves ahead of the Boys Latin Charter Warriors. The Warriors got their points set up by Isaiah Comer Johnson's massive kickoff return, taking it all the way down to the 1-yard line, and then Angelo Porter taking the direct snap and off tackle to the house to give Latin the first strike of the game. And Jeremiah Roach would then take it across for the 2. Bartram had a long drive. They were quick to respond, though, at least possession-wise. A big setup there, putting them in the red zone. And just able to get across the marker on that 4th down play. And at the end of the third quarter, Amare Gadsden able to find his man to set up a massive 4th and 8. And excellent work by Tony Freeman on the jet sweep to take it to the house. After taking advantage of a 3-and-out, Gadsden tried to scamper back inside, putting the Braves in the red zone again. But they were stopped. On the ensuing drive, the pass was ripped off by Yasai McLean, giving Bartram the ball back in the red zone. Another chance for the Bartram offense put them close, but unfortunately for the Braves, Porter came up huge, getting another 4th down stop for Latin. Unfortunately, they couldn't do anything with it, and within the last minute, Amare Gadsden found his man to set up a red zone pass, and he found Hanif Young to put the Bravos on top, and then Gadsden would find Stephen Green to tack on the 2. That is where we stand right now, 14-8. Bartram in front as we go to the second half here at the South Philly Super Site. Morgan Killian Mosley here with you. Bartram will get the second half kickoff. Latin's defense has come up huge for the most part. They have kept them in it this far tonight. Unfortunately, outside of the 1-play, 1-yard touchdown drive, the Latin offense just hasn't been able to get the job done. So, Amadou Juan to send it away for the Warriors. Second half has begun. Bit of a short kick. Fielded at the 35, cutting back inside, finds a hole, blasting forward. There he goes, one man to beat. Can he do it? Yes! Unbelievable! Ha-ho! 65-yard touchdown return, Khalil Cuffey to increase the Brave lead. Wow! A kickoff return nearly taken for a touchdown to start the game. A kickoff return for a touchdown to start the second half. And Bartram has the edge increased to 2 scores. And let's see. Meanwhile, we're going to see what it is that they'll have on the 2-point conversion attempt. 13 seconds off the clock, and Bartram has increased the lead to 12. And let's see what Amare Gatson and the Bartram offense have in mind for this 2-point conversion. Actually, I stand corrected. They're just going to go for the extra point here. All right. Ready to lock it in here. Kick is up. And good. Nice work there. Nice work there by Bartram to get the job done. It was Keta with the extra point. Omar Keta, in fact. And the lead is a baker's dozen seconds into the second half. Omar Keta sends it away. Taken at the 10. Working back inside. And swallowed up at the 20 this time is Jair Gurley. Latin's offense will take over for the first time in the second half. And unfortunately, they haven't had much to work with. You had the 1-yard touchdown run to start the game after the massive kickoff return, but after that, punt 3 and out, pick 3 and out, and then the kneel down at the half. Jeremiah Roach trying to work back inside on the keeper. Looks like he got 1, maybe 2. They will mark him at the 22, in fact. Well, trying to get a little creative here is the Latin offense. We'll see what they can do. 2nd and 8 now. Roach in the pistol. Porter behind him. Back. Roach over the middle. Finds his man. Isaiah Connor Johnson able to pull it in. And that is the first down that the Latin offense has gotten since the opening touchdown. 15 yards on the completion to Isaiah Comer Johnson. Roach in the pistol. Fakes the handoff, working outside. Nice dodge. Close to a first down. Gain of 9 this time for Roach. Nice work. And the Latin offense must have altered something in their game plan. It's working so far. Second and looks like 18 inches. Roach in the pistol. Back he goes. Fires complete. Comer Johnson able to evade one tackle. Past the first down marker into Bartram territory. Mark Comer Johnson out of bounds at the 46. Nice work by Comer Johnson making the initial tackler Malley miss. And out of bounds here. Good work. Gain of 8 to move the chains. There is a man down, however, for Bartram, and while the coaching staff attends to him, we will step aside. It was Yasai McLean who had the interception earlier that was down after the pass play. He got up under his own power and is headed to the sidelines. The medical team will check him out. First down for Latin from the Bartram 46. Back. Roach going deep over the right, looking for Comer Johnson. He finds him out of bounds at the 11. Oh, man. No. Mark him at the 12, actually, but it's 34 yards on the completion to Isaiah Comer Johnson. Wow. Roach has found his go-to guy, and if Comer Johnson had been able to shift his feet and stay in bounds, he might have been able to take it to the house. Nearly muffed the snap and going backwards on that first down play. Porter ends up losing 1. Angelo Porter, who had the touchdown run earlier. This is the first time that the Latin offense has been in the red zone since the first play of the game. Back is Roach on 2nd and 11. Stepping up, rolling, gets it away. Nearly intercepted. He was looking for Porter on that play. And somehow, oh man, Jeremiah Roach doing all he could to extend the play, looking to find Porter, and having it in his hands but unable to secure it was Samir Mallory. Well now, after that it's 3rd down. And Roach got him with the hard count. A big encroachment penalty there on the Bartram D. And Latin needed this, and it looks like the sticks are down, so it's actually 3rd and goal, I should say, from the 5. Roach in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 on the tight end of the near. Nearly got him with the hard count again. Back is Roach. Fires. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted again. And a late flag. Amir Elliott nearly had the interception. Let's check the penalty marker. This could be critical from the looks of it. A dead ball taunting foul. Oh, man. And that, a dead ball taunting foul after the fact. And, I think they called that on the near interceptor, Elliott. So, well, before what looks to be a critical 4th and goal, but honestly, I'm surprised they didn't call it a automatic first down. Timeout called by Latin. They want to talk this over. Just about 3 minutes into quarter number 3, a 13-point edge, but Latin knocking on the door of trying to cut into Bartram's lead. Before what seems to be a critical 4th down play, and Roach is in the shotgun, jumbo set, and he got his own man with the hard count. But let's see. The officials are checking in, trying to see who it was that jumped across the line. Both teams pointing at the other. Let's see which way it goes. And another encroachment penalty. Wow. Roach gets the Braves with the hard count again. So, looks like 4th and goal at the 1. Oh, no. Porter muffs the snap, and it's going to go the other way. Are you kidding me? Samir Mallory is going to take it to the house. Oh, my. Disaster for the Warriors. A muffed snap on 4th and goal from the 1, and Samir Mallory takes it 93 yards, I believe, to the house. Scoop and score. Samir Mallory, I don't know. Honestly, that play is a microcosm of what has happened for the Latin offense tonight in a nutshell. 93 yards. Samir Mallory, scoop, and score. Now, the extra point. Good. Able to drill it through this time. And what could have, that is a 14, 15-point swing. You hate to see it for Latin, but Bartram coming up huge. They now lead by 20. Omar Ketta to send it away. Boot is off. Muffed at the 14. Scooped up again, though. Cutting back inside. Wrapped up at the 23 will be Isaiah Comer Johnson. Couldn't get enough of a return as he did that back at the start of the game. Morgan Killian Mosley here with you. Boys Latin's offense showed plenty of fight on their last drive, but on 4th and goal from the one, a muffed direct snap and taken 93 yards the opposite way to the house. For Latin, this, let's be honest, is a must-score drive. Jeremiah Roach in the offset shotgun. 2 receivers to each side. Back he goes. Looking. Running out of time. Gets it away. Finds Comer Johnson. And Isaiah Comer Johnson is able to get 2. And was there a late flag? No. It was close, but ends up being a 2-yard gain. Let's see. Yep. 2-yard gain on the pass to Comer Johnson. 2nd and 8 now. Empty backfield for Roach this time. Quick rolling to his left. Running out of time. He's walloped. And did he find a man? Wow. Comer Johnson was able to come up with it and gets it to the 34. How did Roach even get this pass away? Woo, that was close. I don't know how he did it, but he was able to stay upright out of the grasp of Ali Kone and able to hang on and get it again. Another man down for Bartram. Will step aside while the coaching staff checks on him. Samir Mallory was the man down for Bartram. He was able to pull himself to his feet. He's headed to the sidelines under his own power. They'll check him out. Maybe Mallory might have been cramping up a little bit after all, he did have the scoop and score just a few moments ago. That stunning pass by Roach was enough to get the first down. He's in the pistol. Trips to the far side. The handoff. No, the read option goes backwards. Roach read it wrong. Ends up being a loss of 3. Just take a look. Should have just swallowed it up, but Omar Ketta in on the stop, as was Hanif Young, as well as Lateef Smith. And now yet another man down. Once again, we'll step aside. Omar Ketta, the man who was down, able to get himself together. They'll check him out on the sidelines. So, after that failed read, 2nd and 13. Back, blitz coming. Off the screen, nice find, good work. Close to a first down. Let's see where they mark him. Mark him at the 45. It'll be enough to move the chains. Nolan Hall with the catch and run for the Warriors. Use the rush against them on the screen. Hall right over the middle. Nice dish by Roach over the top of the rush. From the Latin 45, first down for the Warriors. Back is Jeremiah Roach. Steps up, rolling, in trouble, bashed! That's going to be a sack. Massive hit there. I believe it was Hanif Young who gets him. That will be -1 on the sack. Good work there by Young to catch up to Roach before he could break the line of scrimmage. Clock rolling inside 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. Latin down by 20, and they need points, and they need them now. On 2nd and 11. Roach fakes the handoff. Screen again. Forget it! Ends up being a loss of 4 on the screen. Not well timed, if you ask me. Tried to find an option, but right there was Lateef Smith to sniff it out and snuff it out. Third and 15 coming up for Latin from their own 40. They're directing traffic. Trips to the near side. ISO to the far. Roach in the shotgun with Hall alongside him. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Thrown a little short of Dante Ransom this time. And that will bring out the punting unit. I don't know whether the pressure forced Roach to get it away early or whether it was just a mistiming of the route, but the pass was too low for Ransom to grab. Roach will send it away here. Punt is away. Good one. Checks up. Rolls out of bounds. Close to. Let's see where they mark it. It might be right at the 40. Let's see. They'll mark it at the 39. Actually, let's see. Let's see exactly where they mark it. It will be spotted at the 30. Let's see. 38, 39 looks like. 39 it'll be. And now the Bartram offense will have their first drive of the second half. They would have had it earlier, but kickoff return touchdown, and then the scoop and score. So, actually mark it at the 38. Amare Gatson in the shotgun with 2 backs around him. Motion now. On the right side of the handoff. Good gain this time. Samir Mallory. Correction. This time it's a gain of 8 for Keyshawn Wright, it looks like. Mark it at the 43, in fact. So only a gain of 5 for Wright. I've seriously misread the spot on that one. 3:20 remaining in this first half, in this third quarter, I should say. 2nd and 5 for the Braves. 2 backs around Gatson. A receiver to each side, tight end to the far. Now Akami in motion. The handoff again, finds a hole. Gets past the marker. Let's see where they mark him. Out of bounds at the Latin 49, I believe. It's enough to move the chains. Good run there. Needed 5, got 8. Let's see what Latin can do on the defensive end to try and stop this Bartram Tide. On first down from the Latin 49. The handoff. 4, maybe 5 yards this time. Not bad. Good gain this time by Daquan Akemi. Fake the handoff one way, take it the other. Nice tackle there by Karan Sanders for Latin to limit that one to 5. 90 seconds remaining in the third. Bartram up by 3 scores. Tight end to the near side this time. Receiver and a back to each side. Motion again is Akemi. Rolling to his left is Gatson. Can he find a hole? Turns it into a gain of 1. Not bad overall. At the very least, made it a positive play. Amare Gadsden has been able to extend plenty of plays with his legs thus far tonight, picking up some pretty good yardage on the ground as well as his excellent passing efforts. That will bring up a 3rd and 6 for Bartram with 69 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Again, a receiver and a back to each side. The tight end Young to the near side. Akemi in motion again. On the run, nowhere for Wright to go. Massive stop. Keyshawn Wright going backwards. Ends up getting sent all the way back to the 50. -5 on the play. Excellent work there by Latin's D-line to stuff that one in its tracks. And now, with it being 4th down, the punt team should come on. And I don't know what the difference is between the play clock and the game clock, but if the play clock is smaller than the game clock, and it looks like it is, yep, it is indeed the case. It looks like there's going to be a delay of game penalty here on, looks like there's going to be a delay of game penalty on Bartram. Indeed it is. At the very least, it'll give Samir Mallory a little bit more room to place the punt. High snap, muffed, and able to get it away. Good roll, and out of bounds it'll go inside the 40. So that will end the third quarter. Latin with a must-score drive coming up with 12 minutes to go at the Super Site. The score, Bartram 28, Latin 8. You are watching the Ted Silary Game of the Week, powered by SAFR Sports, here on SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY. Hi, I'm Tommy
Hitting
Green.
is part of football.
Hello, I'm John Zaglinski, CEO of SAFR Sports. We're excited and honored, along with Independence Blue Cross, to be the title sponsor of the City All-Star Game. Our covers have been tested at Virginia Tech to reduce the risk of concussion by as much as 77%. Wearing our SAFR helmet covers make the game that we love safer for players.
Fourth quarter ready to go at the South Philly Super Site. Latin trailing Bartram 28-8. On the handoff on first down. Nice cut and back inside. Good gain by the Latin offense. 8, maybe 9 this time for Nolan Hall. Morgan Killian Mosley here with you. Hall finding some cuts in the middle of the teeth of the Bartram line and nearly moving the chains. Hand off again. Flag thrown, play blown dead. Let's see who it was. Wait a minute. The indication looks like it's an illegal substitution. Let's see if that is indeed the case. It is. Move the chains on the illegal substitution. So, from the 47, bit of a hurry-up offense here from Latin. No surprise being down 3 scores. Back is Jeremiah Roach. Steps up, gets it away, incomplete. Looking for Kashim Anderson. Not sure if the hit forced the bad pass. And the Latin fans here just not happy right now. They are not liking what they're seeing out of their team's offense. I can't blame them. See what happened here. Roach was definitely in trouble. I don't know whether he was hit as he released or if he just felt the footsteps. But either way, it caused the incompletion. It was on the second down pass. Play blown dead. Somebody jumped. Back them up 5. Oh boy. Things getting from bad to worse for Latin on this drive. Starting to get sloppy here. First and 15, correction, second and 15, coming up for the Warriors at their own 48. Roach in the shotgun. Empty backfield. 2 to the near side, 3 to the far. Roach will screen it to the near side. Good hole. Able to get it to the 44. Not a bad catch and run for Dante Ransom. Ends up being worth 8 on that play. Latin, of course, increasing the tempo. 3rd and 6. That's 7. Back is Roach. Quick screen over the left. Finds Ransom. He's going to be close. They'll mark him at the out of bounds at the. Where are they going to mark it? 30. Oh, wait a minute. Did they say he didn't make the catch in bounds? Wow. Ends up being. I'm surprised. It is 4th down. They need to get to the 36 to convert. 4th and 8. Trips to the near side, to the other way around, I should have said, but Latin couldn't get their offense organized, and that forces Warrior head coach Mark Fulton to burn his second time out. We'll see what Latin can come up with for this critical 4th down play when we come back.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
4th and 8 coming up for Latin at the Bartram 44. 3 receivers to the far side. Back is Jeremiah Roach. They pick up the blitz. Gets it away. Incomplete! Absolute outrage out of the Latin staff and the Latin coaching staff right next to us in absolute disbelief. Dante Ransom had the first down in his hands and just flat out took his eyes off the ball, tried to run with it before he secured it. And that may spell doom for the Warriors. Just about 2 minutes into quarter number 4. I wouldn't be surprised if Bartram tries to play clock control here. Their first offensive drive took nearly an entire quarter. Bartram takes over first down from their own 44 with just a bit over 10 minutes left in regulation. Empty backfield here for Amare Gatson. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps it here. Quick screen instead. Trying to find a hole. Cut down. Samir Mallory ends up pulling it in, but it ends up going backwards and pushing and shoving, and here we go. Things are starting to get extremely chippy here. And now the players starting to stagger here. We'll have to sort out the flags. From the looks of things, matching personal fouls. So, from what I can tell, no ejections. This is just frustration boiling over for both sides. And let's see. Big hit. Ooh. They might have said it might have been a helmet-to-helmet hit by Porter on Mallory. We'll see what it goes, but it ends up being a backwards pass on the screen. Loss of 1. So, 2nd and 11 here for Bartram from the 43. Again, empty backfield for Gadsden. Back he goes. Going deep over the right. Incomplete. Nearly dropped it in the bucket. Tony Freeman had a chance of getting it right in his hands. Just couldn't secure it. Wow. Gadsden able to drop it right over the DP Jalen Kidd for Latin, but Freeman just couldn't secure it. And well, something tells me so much for clock control for Bartram after the wait. Things happened 2 plays before. I wouldn't be surprised if they start trying to run up the score. On 3rd and 11, blitz shown by Latin. Here they come. Gadsden back. Steps up. In trouble. Rolling to his left. Still on his feet. Not at first anymore. 40. He stepped out of bounds. And something tells me this one may be coming back anyway. I don't know how Gadsden was able to evade the pressure. Let's see where they rolled Gadsden out of bounds. Looks like they ruled him out at the 49. So a gain of only 6 for Gadsden when he thought he could have taken it to the house. Take another look at this. Let's see where they marked him. Ooh, I don't know. I don't see if he did step out of bounds? I'm not sure. Well, looks like we're going to get a timeout from Bartram at the very least to try and settle their offense down. Quite honestly, I think if you could throw a challenge flag at this level, you'd do it. It wouldn't net him the touchdown, which he obviously would have had, but it would definitely have been a first down and probably marked him stopped at the inside Latin territory due to the inadvertent whistle. But the punting unit is out for Bartram. Tony Freeman to send it away, making sure there are enough players on the punt team. Sends it away. Might have been partially blocked. It'll be down at the 27, it looks like. Yes. Well, last-ditch effort for the Warriors coming up here. At the very least, they will try and make the margin of defeat respectable with 8:34 remaining in regulation. It's a 3-score game. Things that could go wrong had gone wrong for Latin tonight. An opening kickoff return almost to the house and a 1-yard touchdown run after that, but it has been virtually all Bartram ever since. Jeremiah Roach takes the low snap, pass knocked down at the line, but caught and able to advance it to the 31 is Roach. So it ends up being a 4-yard completion to himself. The tip at the line was by Lateef Smith. Roach was able to pull it in and get 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Back is Roach. Steps up. Surging, going deep over the middle. Incomplete. Off target, looking for Kasheem Anderson. It was interesting. Honestly, if Roach had been had kept it, he might have had a better chance at moving the chains. 3rd down coming up for Latin from their own 31. Roach in the shotgun. 4 receivers spread. Nearly got him with the hard count, and in fact may have. Yep, he did get him with the hard count. If there's one complaint that the Bartram defense has had tonight, it has been that their line has been too quick off the count. That is, I believe, the 4th encroachment penalty on the Braves tonight. So it's 3rd and 1 now, much more manageable. Motion now is Ransom. Back is Roach. Gets it away. Complete. Able to get there to the 1st down. Good work there by Anderson to pull it in. Needed 1. Got 7. Actually, only got 5, but mark it at the 42. Move the chains. Roach in the shotgun. Rolling. Over the middle. Off the hands. Incomplete. Isaiah Comer Johnson, I believe, was the intended receiver. It was either him or Anderson. Unfortunately, Anderson may have done what Ransom did earlier, tried to run with it without securing it. Yeah, he was looking for Anderson over the middle, just off his hands. trips to the near side, tight end to the far on second down. Back is Roach. In trouble. He's going to step up and run. Trying to get it away. Nope. Back to the line at best. And the Latin faithful are extremely angry right now. They are not liking what they're seeing out of their offense, and rightfully so. Clock rolls on. 6.5 and counting remaining in this one. On third and 6, it looks like. Roach in the shotgun again. 2 receivers to each side. Nearly got him again. Latin said they did get him again, but didn't. And now, Roach redirecting. The coaching staff trying to check in. Roach back. Steps up over the left. Incomplete. Marcus Johnson got turned around. Couldn't pull it in. 4th down. And I stand corrected. That is a turnover on downs. Back-to-back incompletions by the offense for Latin, and that will definitely spell doom for them tonight. Well, Bartram will take over at the Latin 42, just past the 7/8 mark of this game, and we'll see whether Bartram opts to run out the clock or run up the score. Honestly, considering the events of tonight's game, either one is an option. On first down, 2 backs, a receiver to each side, the tight end to the near. Bit of a high snap, the handoff, and the ball comes out. Let's see, did Latin recover? They did, it looks like. The backup quarterback and running backs were in the game for Bartram, and the second team offensive unit coughs it up. Not sure who it was, but it was Eddie Huggins with the strip for Latin. And well, at the very least, the strip ends up going the opposite way. I believe it was Mason Lewis, the guilty party on the fumble. Couldn't quite see who it was who recovered the fumble for Latin, but, well, at the very least, Latin will try and take advantage of it from their own 45. Blitz shown. Here they back off. Roach going deep, looking for Comer Johnson. Incomplete. Comer Johnson, the guilty party. It was broken up, I believe, by Amari Gadsden. And the Latin coaching staff and faithful are livid right now. Roach had Comer Johnson right there, but may have underthrown it just a smidge, and that allowed Gadsden the hit to break it up. Comer Johnson unable to hang on it. Wait a minute. Looks like that wouldn't have mattered anyway. The incomplete pass negated by the holding call. So 1st and 20. Roach back. In trouble. Gets it away over the screen. Intercepted! Second take away. And the pick this time, it's Daquan Akemi who's able to take it. The blitz may have forced the errant throw. And the penalty after the penalty, Latin coughs it right back up. Omar Ketta is the man down for Bartram. We'll step aside while they attend to him.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY. Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia.
Some help to the sideline. But the third takeaway by the Bartram defense. One was a scoop and score. The second pick thrown by Jeremiah Roach tonight for Latin. And with less than 5 minutes remaining, 4:45 in fact, the Brave offense will take over again at the Latin 31. Let's see what they do here, and we have a timeout. It looks like the Bartram coaching staff wants to get things sorted out, I believe. Well, a lot of what could go wrong has gone wrong for Bartram here, for Latin, I should say, here tonight. While the Latin offense has shown promise, they have made a lot of mistakes. And Bartram has taken advantage of those mistakes. The Braves have it here, first down from the 31. Under center. A receiver to each side, tight end to the near. Backs in the eye. The handoff is going to go backwards. Nowhere, absolutely nowhere for Keyshawn Wright to go. Mark it at the 38, it looks like. Loss, actually, let's correct that. 37, it's a loss of 6. No, it was at the 38, minus 7 for Wright. Second and 17. Let's see what Bartram opts to do. Trying to find some help. On the other hand, off bounces off his own man and backwards again goes Wright. Karan Sanders with another TFL. Back him up 6 more. Unbelievable. So it ends up turning into a 3rd and 23 here. Actually, yeah. 3rd and 22, I should say. Bartram needs to get to the 21 to extend the drive and likely kill the game. Let's see. 3 receivers. Back. Going over the left. Finds his man. But no. They ruled that unable to make the catch in bounds was green. Let's see. There was also a flag at the line. Illegal formation. So the penalty will be declined. 4th down the call. And let's see. They should be punting it away here. Or at the very least, that would be the wise thing to do. But let's see if that is indeed the case. No, it looks like the offense is going to stay out on the field trying to drain some clock. Interesting. Maybe a late game Long to go situation, practice for a later date. Handoff, nowhere. Turnover on downs. 3 running plays on that 4 and out. And they all went backwards. Well, I don't think that the Bartram coaching staff is too worried about that right now. Latin will take over with 2:22 remaining, and they have one last gasp at trying to at least put some more points on the board. From the 47, the Warriors will start. 2 receivers to each side. Back is Roach. Pumps. In trouble. Forget it! Roach should have at least gotten it away. Nowhere for him to go. Ali Kone in on the stop, as was Taishiam Copper. I don't know. He might have. I don't know what the deal was with that pulling it down there. Ends up being a loss of 4 on the sack. A loss of 3 on the sack, I should say. 2nd and 13 now, and somebody jumped. And the line judge is pointing at Isaiah Comer Johnson. Well, Latin's offense has shown promise at points, but mostly a lot left to be desired here tonight. Back is Roach on 2nd and 18 over the middle. Incomplete, I should say, but a flag. And let's see which way this goes. The officials take a look. PI. Interesting. Well, it's a drive saver at the very least. So, let's see where they mark it. And back at the 49. And, I guess PI is... They're still calling it second down. I guess PI is not an automatic first down at the high school level. Spinning away is Roach, pulling himself forward. At the very least, Jeremiah Roach is putting out a massive effort. Gets himself to the Latin 47. Gain of 5 on that one. And let's see what happens with the clock rolling inside 30 seconds. Let's see what Latin can do on what may be their last ditch effort. Roach back. Blitz coming. Going over the left. Incomplete. Nearly picked off. Oh, my. I get why to try and boost your stats at the very least. Try and put something on the board. See what happens. Roach just not a well-thrown ball, in all honesty. Way overthrew Comer Johnson. Tony Freeman had a chance to end it. Roach fires to the left, finds Comer Johnson. First down, 30. 26 out of bounds there. Actually, mark him at the 25. Well, at the very least, they're padding their stats. 5 seconds left at the 25-yard line. This will definitely be the last play of the game, barring something crazy. Trips, I stand corrected. 2 receivers to each side. Roach in the pistol. Last play of the game. Back he goes. Steps up. In trouble. Rolling to his right. Launches for the end zone. Incomplete. Overthrows his man. And that will wrap it up. Well, a good start for the game for Latin with the opening kickoff return almost to the house, and then the quick 1-yard run to get them into the end zone, followed by the 2. But it was virtually all Bartram after that. The final score, the John Bartram Braves 28, the Boys Latin Charter Warriors 8. It's time to announce our players of the game, presented by SAFR Sports. And for me, I'm going to have to give that award to the quarterback for Bartram, the one and only Amare Gadsden. Outstanding work with his arm and with his legs. Amare Gadsden, our player of the game, presented by SAFR Sports. Game day ready, game day protected. That'll do it for us here at the South Philly Super Site. The second Ted Silary Game of the Week will be tomorrow afternoon at 1, and it should be a good one over at Charlie Martin Stadium as the Northeast Vikings defend their turf against the Abraham Lincoln Rail Splitters. We hope you'll join us then. For my producer, Noah Fox, and for our camera operator, Anthony Senecantro, and for everyone here at SFBN, Morgan Killian Mosley saying thank you for watching. Once again, the final score, Bartram 28, Latin 8. Bartram is now 5-1, Latin 2-4. This has been the Ted Silary Game of the Week, powered by SAFR Sports on the Sports Fan Base Network.